And here we go, my AKA padders. Welcome to the morning sun. I love it when the sun cuts in. I don't know if you guys can see that beautiful piece of Philadelphia sunlight. So we've been doing some grind work. We've been exploring everything Mad Balls. If you're not familiar with what Mad Balls are, I'm sick of telling you guys, but they're gross. They're highly collectible. They're back. People have brought them back. Guys like Super 7. And they're highly collectible. High condition ones are insanely rare. That's what I found out. Let me just toot my own horn real quick, my AKA padders, okay? Because over here, I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see? Maybe right there. See how it's white, and then it gets a little bit lighter, and then it's darker on the bottom. You know how long it took me to learn how to make a coffee cocktail? Like just visually that look like this. See, if you serve this, people are happy. But then if it tastes good, you got something. You got something magical. And that's what we have here. So good morning. Get yourself a coffee beverage. If you're not familiar with coffee, it's a legal drug that helps you think, that prevents you from sleeping. What are we doing here? We're drawing Mad Balls on cardboard piece of circles that I consumed. This is what we start with. It's a greasy pie circle. Greasy. You guys can see the grease. And then we lay down the pencil. So that's what we already did here. The pencil sketch. This guy's going to have a brain showing. It's got two eyeballs looking in different directions. But then we're going to blast it. We're going to attack it with the Sharpies. Draw texture. Draw cool looking teeth. Pimples and warts. We're going to make it look gross. And then we're going to hit it with the colored pencils. And that's what we started here. And then once the colored pencils are wrapped up, well, it's going to look a little bit like these ones. Let me grab these for you. It's going to look a little bit like Pizza Face here, or Super Shredder. So I'm just trying to cherry pick some of the highlights, or Cerebus, or Mono Gecko. Okay, we hit it with the highlights. We bring it, excuse me, we bring it to life. And we move on. So this has become, I've been doing these for a couple of years now. I want to say maybe 6 years. This has become a little bit of an absolute obsession for me. But I like it. I like that I've been improving with these. I think it's a great documentation. If you go through all my live feeds, this is one hell of a documentation on understanding craftsmanship. Like we've been using the same pencils the entire time. We've been using the same markers the entire time. Believe it or not, we've been using the same colored pencils. We've only added these ones from Five Below. No, these ones are from Target, and these ones are from Five Below. So Prismacolor, Target colored pencils, Five Below colored pencils, and some of my leftover Spectra colored pencils. And then for the highlights, since the very beginning, we've been using the Presto Royale markers. So when we commit to craftsmanship, when we commit to material, when we commit to this level for multiple years, we become a master at every level of it. Along with that, right? Like the benefit is we become a better draftsman. We become a better illustrator. We can see objects better. We can round objects better. We can draw what's in our mind's eye better. We can figure things out as we go along better. This is what happens when we regularly draw. And I think even with this series, we've grown within this series. We've grown at a very, very high level. Sorry, I toot my own horn from time to time, guys. We're going to start with a fresh one today. Just because I kind of get into modes where I want to exhaust my art supplies. Cheers to all of you. So let's draw. Let's draw some mad balls, guys. Wouldn't it be funny if nostalgia didn't take over popular culture the way it did? Like if pop culture just transitioned, it became one thing, became something else, but it always moved. Now it's just stagnant. And I guess we're getting into a pop culture conversation and rants here. But because of nostalgia, which Ozymandias warned us of in Watchmen, it never goes away now. But I guess like my thought is like, wouldn't it be cool if something like this disappeared and you could just remind people of it? Remind people of just this wacky toy line, gross out toy line. And they kind of have people, not remember it, and then you would have to explain it. But because of nostalgia, right, we can't escape it. And I think there's like a little bit of a problem with that. I think we have to be able to have ways to move on from the past. Now, I think some of that sunlight is killing the image. So let's drop those blinds, my friends. We are going to drop them. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. It's all right. You guys got enough of that morning Philadelphia sun. I love that this guy has two separate eyes, though. Like one regular serious one, and then one completely goofy. This guy, too, with his brain, right? It just looks nuts. I feel like we're losing. Maybe we'll try that. We'll try drawing a little bit in the dark. The more you draw, you have to draw a lot to really get the mind-muscle connection. And you hear about that. Like it's always, I don't know if there's enough books about it or real, like, I don't know if it's like scientific to say if it's accurate on that level. I don't know what's been studied. But, to build that mind-muscle connection, you really have to draw like a lot. You have to get obsessive about it. And if you don't get obsessive, you really have no hope. And by obsessive, I mean it's yeah, it's the definition of the word. Like you have to let it consume you. Uh, like if you're getting married, you'd rather be drawing, you'd rather be here. Like that's where you have to get to. It's the only way. It's the only way to break the ice to get through. And that's just like on quality of your work. It has nothing to do with social media. The social media is almost secondary because you have to pick a lane. Like it's the same as like fitness. When I first started working out and just getting into being healthy, we'll say, learning about it. You kind of have to make a choice early on. It's either you lose weight or gain muscle, and you cannot do both at the same time. And the people that do, well, they're just genetic. They're just and you get that too with illustration. You get a lot of people that have memories. They maybe are born with a mind muscle connection. So you have people with different types of short-term retention, meaning if they're drawing from life, like a still life, or they're drawing a model in a class, they can retain a little bit more as they're going than you. So they're going to be able to produce a different level of art. And you have to be cognizant of all of that. You kind of have to explore like where you belong on this like spectrum. Oh, he's looking pretty weird. That's what we like. Let's see here. I always try and hit these guys with like an extra brow. Like, that may not be, because if you look at the sphere, like the big brows work better as an illustration rather than a sculpture on a sphere. That makes any sense. I think we would draw like we would color this too with some of his like snot coming onto his like teeth, kind of just like overflowing. This one's taking a little bit longer, which is I'm fine with that. The last two, I think, came out a little bit too quick. That's what she said. Some of this too is me making sense of some of my pencil lines along the way too. He's not rounded enough either. So I do have my own criticisms on this. Like sometimes you get lucky with it, sometimes you don't. I don't think I'm lucky this time. And I'm not a advanced enough illustrator to nail it like and eyeball it every time. I'm just like, that's just the reality of it. Yeah, like there's things I can do well, there's things I can't, but that's why we have themed challenges like this. You know, like you move through like themed challenges to really expand. You know, if you're into growth, if you're really into learning illustration and getting beyond good at it, that's what you have to do. And then, like, I lost it here a little. But let's do some of his brain fragments because we are running short on time. I don't know if this one's looking. I don't know if this one's where it needs to be. I really don't. Well, real quick, yeah, should we have time? I'm seeing if we have time to hit the brain matter. Trying to see where we're at with this one. Let's see here. Just so you guys can kind of see. There you go. Some nice missing skin with some brain hanging out. And then all this is just going to be the brain squiggles. I'm debating on if I should make his mouth completely black. I don't know, right? Like, I don't do that a lot. I don't think I've done it many times. But let's just real quick, what color are his eyes? I kind of want to just put in his highlights to bring him to life. Yeah, we can kind of do more with just like off, just like yellow for his pupils, like his eye color. Yeah, and then we can hit this with some white right here. Kind of maybe like get lucky and round it out like a little bit more. That is tough to see. I apologize. See, like right there. And then from like here. You see, like already those highlights just they do something. They do something different every single time. Here we go. So that's what we can do with the highlights. So we made progress. I don't know. We keep hitting these at the 30-minute mark, AK Pirates. We haven't gone like over, which is cool. So we got, we do have Mad Balls, like for sure. We got all of these to work on. They could be getting worked on as you're watching this because, again, this is pre-recorded. But hey, love you. Thanks for hanging out.